Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is Teacher.
Hello.
We march on with our 5th annual 31 Days of Horror, where we watch a different horror movie every single night in October. We're on October 27th, and our movie was The Dark, aka Let the Right One in the Trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Before we get into it, spoiler warning now! If you want to avoid spoilers, skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen. Let's get right into cast and crew rundown. This was written and directed by Justin P. Lang. This is his first full-length feature, and it's based on a short of his by the same name. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mina was Nadia Alexander. She was in The Following for an episode, which I should know that because I watched all of that show. And she's also in the movie Boarding School.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately, I don't think it's going to make it this month, but it's on our radar, so we may have to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
We will get to that, but I'm not sure when. Alex was Toby Nichols. He was on an episode of American Horror Story Coven. He was in Iron Fist as young Danny Rand, and he had some part on 22 Jump Street. Yosef was Karl Markovics. He's in lots of German stuff, and he was in Grand Budapest Hotel. And then I'm including Officer Stevens because I thought he was kind of cute.
Was that the first cop?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was adorable.
Yeah. That is Dan Bairn. He has been in Fargo, was in an episode of American Gods. And that's all I have for cast and crew, unless there's anyone else you want to add.
Nope.
All right, let's get into our initial thoughts. This is a neat little movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know it might sound kind of insulting to say neat, but that's just like it was just like this is neat. It felt very much like a fable, Grimm's fairy tale kind of story.
Uh-huh.
Not a lot was explained, and usually I don't like that, but I was actually okay with it this time.
Mm-hmm.
And what was explained was pretty brutal and cool at the same time. And overall, yeah, I mean, it had a, like I called it, had a Let the Right One In vibe, had a Boys in the Trees vibe. That's why I just meshed the names together. It wasn't mind-blowing as far as production. The shots were very safe, but they were done adeptly. Cinematography was also pretty safe, but it was also done pretty okay. It was okay. The lighting was, I thought, more of the star here. There was good lighting in the movie. And overall, this movie belonged to Mina.
Mm-hmm.
She did an amazing job. I was going back through and getting screenshots for the Vizcast, and just wow.
Mm-hmm.
Just her ability to emote behind all that Exorcist-looking makeup. Which also, the makeup was also very well done.
Yes.
The practical effects were
much so.
really, on both her and on Alex. They were both really well done. Yeah, this was her movie. She owned this movie. And I think without such a strong performance, it wouldn't have been as good to me. Because this could have fallen flat with the wrong pacing, the wrong storytelling. There's a train coming. We're talking through it. And yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, very much the same. And it's just one of those odd ones that, it hits the mark of okay.
Yeah.
So much across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But all of that adds up to a much better than okay movie.
Yeah.
As you said, the two young actors owned the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I liked very much, as you had also said, the entire dark fable vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was really good.
I'm going to give a minute or two for this.
Okay.
Because it's going right by now. Well, I think so, but then 10 minutes later, it'll still be going by.
There's one shot I'm going to ask you to get.
Okay, I may have already got it. I tried to predict what our breakdowns would be, what we would talk about.
Do you want me to tell you the shot?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's when the ambulance is there to grab Alex.
And the light on her face?
Uh-huh.
Yep, got it. Actually, I got 2 or 3 different versions of it.
Yeah, because there is 2 versions of it, the blue and the red.
Mm-hmm. And then there's one with none.
Oh.
Where it's just the dark. Like the ha 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 ha. Where it's just the dark. See what I did there?
Yes.
A little outtake while we wait for the train that'll probably keep in the podcast now. All right, toot again, you fucker. Okay, well, okay. See, it sounds like it should have been going by already. All right. So yes, I will grab that shot for you because, yeah, it was pretty cool. There's a few cool shots in the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
that was definitely really awesome. As far as, like, as I said, the lighting and scenes was really, really cool. You want to go in and get in our breakdowns?
Yes, yes.
All right. What was your favorite scene?
There's a lot to choose from here, but I think overall my favorite scene, and it's also going to be my laugh out loud
Ah,
scene,
okay.
because this one wasn't big on humor.
Mm-mm.
The entire encounter between Nina and Yosef and how it ended. And
Okay.
how it ended would have been my laugh out loud moment. You know, him thinking that he's safe and she's hiding in a tree, just
Yeah.
lands the axe right in between his eyes.
Yep. Yep.
For starters, that's a hell of a good way to open your movie. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it had its own opening before that, but
Mm-hmm.
that was just to misdirect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and yeah, that's a powerful way to start the entire thing.
Yeah, and then it just kind of amped up from there when we see Alex and what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck Yosef had done to him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit. And I think that's why this movie, like I said, it didn't hit Boys in the Trees levels of moving, as far as moving me.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the idea of this, like we talked about it being a fable, of these two literally tortured souls
Mm-hmm.
finding healing and peace and redemption in each other. I don't know if I have a favorite scene, honestly, because it was just nothing really stuck out. I guess, okay, I'm gonna be kind of corny because what really sold this movie for me was a relationship between Mina and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with, and it's a minor thing, when he did the pinky promise with her, because
Yes.
that's the moment she started to change.
Mm-hmm.
That broke down her guard. That broke down her animalistic zombie, whatever she is, nature. And it was just a really nice moment. And then there was moments throughout where, they grew closer. Like she would hold his hand walking through the woods, or she put his arm around him, helping him, or they're in the field and they're holding hands together. It's just they started bonding after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it really added a layer onto the movie that ended up going places that I thought it would go to, and then go into some surprising places that I didn't expect. So
Mm-hmm.
it's minor, but that to be mine.
And to touch upon that, that's something I liked about the overall story, the entire redemption arc pack, because it's a very odd redemption because a lot of innocent people died along the way, but
Yeah,
we're dealing with the redemption of a monster,
yeah, exactly.
and a redemption for a monster is going to be messy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was also interesting watching her as she was starting to change, watching her retaliate less and less and less and less. She didn't kill the woman in the house. And she didn't kill the woman in the car accident, in the truck, during the car crash. I think if she'd been her in the beginning, she would have. She would have just ripped their throats out and left, and taken Alex and just went off. That's what made it so good, is that not only was the character written in a certain way, but all the interactions between the characters were also written in a certain way. And her redemption arc, I thought, was written really intelligently.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, for a monster, it's not just going to be, you drink this magic potion like fucking Disney bullshit. Someone will kiss you and you're better. All that, whatever. This felt like a legit, saving the soul of a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that can do that was someone that was also kind of made into a monster himself. Not in the same way as her, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but that same tortured. She lashed back. He became submissive.
Mm-hmm.
And while we never get the full extent of what happened to him, his eyes tell the story enough
Yeah.
of the horrors he had been through. So they'd both been through such unspeakable horrors. One was just still living through it. One was undead living through it,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to come to terms with what has happened to them. So the idea that there's these two kindred spirits on the same path in different ways, and that she saw in him like a kindred spirit, as said, just was really well done.
Yeah.
It just, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, because I really didn't know what this movie was about. So yeah, that's one of the reasons it impressed me so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what was your holy shit moment?
Holy shit moment was probably just when the cute officer, when she ripped his eyes out.
That poor guy.
Yeah,
That poor guy.
he was adorable.
He was so cute. I don't know if I have one. Like, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just the brutality and violence was kind of on the same level. and then it tapered off. I guess initial holy shit moment though is finding out when Alex pops up from the back seat when she's trying to eat the Fruit Loops, and you see what happened to him. I said, "Oh fuck!" out loud. Not only has he been kidnapped and God knows what else, like we'd have no idea why Yosef has him.
Yeah.
I got the idea that the whole the rules thing and having to call people was just a way to keep Alex submissive. Like it actually didn't exist. He had just kidnapped this kid. I don't know, child sex ring or for his own personal gross stuff or for ransom. Like we never found out really. But whatever it was, he fucking branded the kid with fire because he didn't obey the rules. And as much as I would have liked more backstory on his end, this is Mina's story. So
yeah, exactly.
I understood why we didn't get it. So I think first discovering Alex and what had happened to him, like the amount of brutality he had went through himself, was just wow. Also, and you said you wanted to grab a shot that I liked as far as lighting was when Alex was sleeping in the car and Mina was on the porch with a lighter and she kept lighting the lighter while sitting there and just illuminated her face and she had the bear in her lap. Also very cool. All right, if any mediocre moment.
I can't really pinpoint one. And it's just one of those, again, with us saying that it was so much of an okay thing. It's like there's a lot of mediocre underlying everything.
Yeah.
But nothing ever peaked to that horrible mediocre part for me.
Only one thing did for me. When the people get Alex from the house and Mina's chasing after them and gets into the truck. As loud as she was, they would have been able to hear that.
Yeah.
That bugged me. But that's me nitpicking as well. So I recognize that. So that's the only one that I could find.
Yeah.
All right, you've already said, did you have any other LOL moments?
No, I think that's it.
I don't think I had any. Let me double check through my notes. Yeah, I didn't have one. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right. I'm going to go to my notes.
Yes.
Okay. Philip's notes are not very long because I was really into this movie. At first, I thought when he's buying the stuff in the gas station at the beginning, and the guy picks up the box of like rainbow loops and looks at him really fucking weird. I thought, so he's buying rainbow loops. So what? Now I understand. But at the time, I'm like, so? I love that her name was Mina. Great callback. I really like that a lot. I liked how Mina's backstory was spaced out. The pacing in the movie was really well done, and breaking up her backstory like that was also well done. Another shot that I liked was her popping out of the ground.
Yes, that was fantastic.
And that light's just shining on her. And it goes in sync with her trying to eat that woman, but she can't. And she like roars up, and at the same time she just flash back. She comes out of the ground. That transition was perfect. Minor holy shit moment was when the dude got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. So that's a little retroactive minor one. Another minor holy shit moment, but not nearly as much as the other one. Alex stabbing the woman. But that's also could be a mediocre thing because he's blind. So how? He doesn't know the house. Shoot him, you know able to hear him.
Where'd he get the knife?
I mean, he might have still had the knife because he had it when he was sitting on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
poking
that's
his
right.
finger.
It was the hunter's knife.
Yeah, exactly. I forgive it a little bit because when I was doing the screenshots for Halloween from the trailers and the featurette, that shot of the woman looking out the window and Michael Myers walking behind her, those are hardwood floors. And he's a big dude, and he's wearing boots. You'd be able to hear him on the hardwood floors.
Hell, you'd be able to feel him.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, if I can forgive Michael Myers, clomp, 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 while this woman's like, I don't hear anything, what's going on outside? Then I can forgive a blind kid stabbing a woman. I loved, and you will never hear me say this about not getting any explanations, but I love that we didn't get any exposition of what she is. Or what she was, or anything. She got buried in the cursed woods, and that's all we go on. Thought that was fucking cool.
Yes, completely agree.
We didn't need the exposition. It's like that was otherworldly, but set in a reality. And yeah, it worked for me. But how many times am I like, yeah, no exposition for me? It's never, usually very much the opposite. I loved, one of my favorite parts of the movie was slowly watching her get better.
Yes.
They did it slowly. I noticed it at first when she was trying to eat the soup, and her fingernails were normal. I thought they fucked up in continuity. But then, when she saw herself in the mirror, I realized, oh shit, she's getting better. So her nails are now better. And her face is getting better. I thought that was really fucking clever.
And Alex had even pointed it out when they were hiding in that burrow. And she grabs his neck and he talks about her hands. And she's like, they're cold. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, they're not.
Yep. Yep. She does the lighter again. Because when
Hmm.
she did the lighter in the beginning, it didn't burn her at all. Then she does it again, and she like flinches because it hurts. So
Hmm.
yeah, making her better how they did it, I thought was really good writing. I'm glad he got rescued, but at the same time, I was really sad.
Yes.
Go back to your mom. Oh my god, that family's gonna flip the fuck out. Their poor son had his fucking eyes burn off, and he was so Stockholm syndromed that he blamed himself.
Yes.
How long did he have this kid? That's so fucked.
And it's a good, good job on writing again to write him with having that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like the dynamic of her being the dominant and him being the submissive,
Hmm.
and her needing to let her guard down to help him, and him needing to actually trust someone to make it. Like I said, the
Hmm.
story between them was really well done. I just can't say enough how good the writing was between them two. And then at the end, when she gets picked up in the car by the lady, she's completely healed.
Yes.
I also like that they tied in. She left the snow globe behind. She left her bear behind that got damaged. She left the axe behind.
And she put the axe back the
Exactly.
exact way that we saw so many shots of her picking up the axe.
Yeah, so she got rid of the things that were weighing her down or
Hmm.
keeping her under whatever the curse was, let's say, that we're gonna, hypothesize. It helped heal her. Again,
Hmm.
this is why it felt kind of like a fable, because it was just very steeped in metaphor. And it worked. It was really cool. And then I did like how the end shot was the same as the beginning shot,
Hmm.
just backwards. Opening shot was the car with Yosef and Alex driving down the road towards the camera. Ended with Mina in the car driving down that same road away from the camera.
Hmm.
That was cool. I kind of want to know what happens next.
Yeah, I kind of hope that, they meet each other again.
Yeah, which is like, where do you want to go? Take me to the hospital. I want her to find Alex. Like, I want
Hmm.
to know what happens next between them two, because the bond they grew was so awesome. And then little yay for me, the main song was
Hmm.
by Blonde Redhead, and I love that group. I've seen them in concert twice.
Yeah, I never heard the song before or heard a Blonde Redhead, but I very much like the song. It's very
Yeah,
much my type of music.
I can tell you a couple songs to check out. Then some little minor things I wrote. I liked that the violence and gore was all purposeful.
Hmm.
Everything served a purpose. It was not gratuitous for the sake of it, and it fit where the characters were. It was really violent when Mina was really violent,
Hmm.
and then it changed as she changed and as Alex changed during the movie. And then I wrote, this was so well written that for all the violence and gore and blood and everything we had, the real horror in the movie was what happened to them.
Yes.
And I appreciated the shit out of that. I thought it was really impressive that the actual just stuff of nightmares is actually the
Hmm.
real stuff in the movie. And I was glad they both survived.
Hmm.
Normally, I said I wouldn't be happy with that kind of ending, but her being healed and whatever, it worked for me. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's all for my notes. Anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
All right, we'll go to final thoughts.
Final thoughts is fine.
Let's go to final thoughts. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
I can see people not liking this movie, but I would recommend it anyway.
Hmm.
I would say if you like Let the Right One In, if you like Boys in the Trees, you're probably gonna like this. It's a nice mashup, and then it kind of becomes its own thing as the story goes on. So yeah, 2 thumbs up, highly recommended for me.
Yeah, same. And I mean, just kudos to the director for first time feature length film for producing such top quality stuff.
Yeah, and props to Nadia Alexander.
Yes.
She fucking knocked this role out of the park. Like she did so good. Like the makeup was good. She just I just can't say enough how good she was. Like Alex did really good too, but all Alex had to do was be scared and blind. And I'm not trying to say that's all he had to do like that, but in comparison to Mina, she had a complete redemption arc and had to go from just this violent, monstrous animal thing to a compassionate human thing again. They both did great, but this, I said in the beginning, this was completely Nadia's movie, and she owned it.
Hmm.
Well, that takes care of final thoughts, but as it pertains to The Dark, what did we learn?
I learned that monsters can be redeemed.
And I learned, as said, the real horror sometimes is the real reality that people go through. Well, that wraps up day 27. Thank you for listening. If you've seen The Dark, tell us what you thought of the movie in the comments below. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, share with your friends or cool people who might dig the Vizcast. And please subscribe to the channel, including hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on the newest content. Speaking of, for day 28, we are watching the movie Elizabeth Harvest. This is one I kind of just like forced in there. like, there's only a few days left. I want to watch this now.
And I am okay with that.
Yeah. When you introduced it to me, but after, we have, like 25 movies to pick from left from our list. But this one just kind of says, watch me. So that will be the next one. So until tomorrow, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we'll return then to talk about Elizabeth Harvest. Goodbye.
Bye.